Hi everybody, it's Lady Ravenswood. I hope you're having a beautiful Sunday. It is Sunday, right? Okay. That new week of the question of the week, sorry about that. I just thought I would put in my 2 cents worth. It asks how you got started on the path. Well, it all started when my dad went to church before I was born. He went to the Catholic church in downtown Miami, where he lived. And they passed the collection plate twice. And my dad was already giving them money, so he didn't think anything of it the first time. But the next week, they passed it 3 times. And my dad says, okay, that's it. I've had it. So he stopped going to church. Well, then I came along a year or 2 later, and they had me baptized Catholic, or christened, or whatever you want to call it. And I got a godfather and a godmother and all that other good stuff. And as I was growing up, nobody ever mentioned going to church or anything like that. So I basically didn't get raised Catholic. I was just christened. So then when I was, I think in 6th grade, we lived in Miami, and I had a crush on the preacher's son. Don't do that. So my mom said, would you like to start going to church? And I said, why? And she said, well, you could see Jimmy more. Oh, thanks, Mom. Well, I did start going to Sunday school and church. And that lasted for about, I'd say, 2-3 months. And then one Sunday, the Sunday school teacher said, next week we're going to start, everybody's going to take a turn, and they're going to read a passage from the Bible. And she looked at me and she said, next week is your turn. I started fuming inside because I don't talk well in front of people. I mean, unless they're friends, of course, which I think of you guys as friends. So I rode my bicycle home from church, and I ran in the bedroom and slammed the door. And I laid on the bed, and I started beating up the mattress and screaming. And my mom and dad come in there and, what's wrong with you? What happened? And I just sat up on the bed, and my mother goes, are you all right? I said, I'm fine. She goes, what's wrong? And I said, well, Thelma, that was the name of the Sunday school teacher. She also happened to be one of my parents' school bus drivers. And I said, Thelma is making me read out loud in class next Sunday. And I said, I won't do it. I just refuse. My mother goes, you don't need to refuse. You just don't have to go back. And I said, Well, okay then. Fine. So I didn't go back. And then, oh, that was, I'd say, in 1959. Some of you weren't even born then. Uh, about 1987. Yeah, it was before my husband and I got married. 1987, I had a mind-altering experience, and no drugs were involved. And I just kept saying, if you get me out of this situation, I will go to church. Well, I got out of the situation, and we started going to church. My husband and I and my boys. And it was, the thing that happened back in 1959 was at a Baptist church. Well, I didn't think that the Catholics would like me too much if I tried to go back. So we went to a Baptist church. And that went on for about 2 or 3 months. And then the inevitable happened. They passed around the collection plate twice. And I told Michael, I said, that's it. I said, I'm not going back. So we didn't go back. So in 2006, I had heard about and read a little bit about witch school. And at the time, I was watching Charmed. And no, I really don't think Charmed got me on the path. It was an introduction. Because, well, no, I don't believe that I can fly. And I don't think that I can orb or anything like that. That's not it. I heard them talk about Wicca. So I started looking around, and that's when I discovered witch school. And I subscribed to their courses, and I still go back to read and, and see what's new. I have met the one of the founders, actually both, Reverend Don Lewis. I met him, and there's another gentleman. I don't remember his last name. His first name. His last name is Hubbard. Excuse me. So that's where I got the, where I discovered paganism, Wicca. And it has lasted me, this June will be 10 years. Unlike Catholicism, Southern Baptist, that failed me after a couple of months. So, there are certain people, some people that I do know, that are hereditary witches, which I envy you. I wish that I was one. But now that I guess you'd say more grown up, and basically know more what I want. I feel that Wicca has filled the gaps, I guess you could say. So that is how I found my path. I love it. It has brought me a lot of satisfaction, fun. I've met a lot of people. We frequent a restaurant here in town called Bob Evans. It's a chain. I don't know what all states it's in, but it's in North and South Carolina. And one day I was wearing a necklace with a pentacle on it, and I had my pentacle ring, and one of the waitresses said, "Blessed be." And I looked at her and I said, "Blessed be. How did you know?" She goes, "Your necklace and your ring." I went, "Oh, okay. I forgot I even had it on." Well, I always felt that if I had my ring or I had my pentacle necklace, I could be protected. Well, what should I do if I forget it? So I got a tattoo of a pentacle right over my heart. Had a friend of mine that does tattooing do it for me, so it didn't cost me anything. And it's a good thing because he screwed up. But anyway, that is how I found my path, and I hope everyone does this challenge. I can't wait to see some of the other questions. I'm sorry I'm so late. A lot of big going on here, and we just recently had to bring in our big dog from outside because she kept getting out of the yard. And she wouldn't go anywhere. She'd come up on the porch and stay there, but I was afraid she doesn't have a collar, so they could pick her up for being a stray dog, and I didn't want that to happen. So we keep her in the house now. And last night, her and my little one got into it. Oh my God. My husband got 2 rawhide bones, and he gave one to each. Well, the little one didn't know what to do with it, so the big one took it. Well, the little one decided he wanted his now, so he goes to take it back, and consequently, they had a fight. But anyway, that is neither here nor there. I hope you all have a great week. Take care, and blessed be.